Lonely Attack on the Different World, Web Novel, Chapter 155. It's unwholesome for a healthy high school boy to use his hands to touch girls all over the place, you know. Day 50. Nighttime White Weirdo Inn. Girls Only Gathering. After the bath, we start the girls only meeting. Worried about the way Haruka-kun reacted to the villages destroyed in the monster stampede, we gathered to discuss what we should do. What can we do? What should we tell him? No one knows if there is anything we can say to him. We should do what we can, but we don't know what that is. I think cheering or encouraging him is not quite what is needed here, but telling him 1,000 times that it's not his fault also won't do. If that could help, we would have said it 1,000,000 or even 1,000,000,000 times, but that won't do. And there is also the question of infinite tentacles, for which everyone refused to take responsibility. Angelica-san looks as if she's about to cry, but her face is red and her breathing is rough. Is she imagining it? Please don't do that. Don't bring such a weird mood here, okay? Everyone's faces are turning red with a blush as well. Once you imagine it, you're in danger as a maiden, you know. He can control all of those tentacles, you know. Isn't that crazy? Angelica-san, hang in there, and let's hold another girls-only meeting tomorrow. Yeah, she can't wait to hear the details, huh? But every time we have such a talk in the bath, we have people drowning, so let's do that when we get out, okay? So, those tentacles, do you think they're going to vibrate like brrr, brrr? Ah, vibrating tentacles is too much. In a set with Haruka-kun, that's an ultimate weapon. All maidens will go extinct. Haruka-kun is always saying that he has nothing but trash skills, but he fights by combining and blending them together. As a result, not only can we not help him with crafting and sewing, but even cooking is beyond our reach because the process is nothing short of great sorcery. That's why it's certain that he will find some unimaginable way to use them. The tentacles are dangerous on their own, but blended, mixed, and combined with other skills, they will become something absolutely terrific. Yes, something crazy is going to happen to Angelica-san tonight. Yes, we must have another girls-only meeting tomorrow, starting in the morning. Knock, knock. A knock on the door. It's Haruka-kun. I don't think there is anyone else who can make knocking sound so much like a question. How is he doing this? Yes, it's a girls-only gathering. Do you want to join? Are you going to cross-dress? No, actually, Prez, I came to take measurements. It's for a multicolored one-piece. Your talk just never ends, so I came to at least get dimensions. Haruka-kun's voice sounded from the other side of the door. No cross-dressing, it seems. Come in. Why are you replying as you please? Or rather, don't all of you look too defenseless? Haruka-kun is sort of a boy too, you know. Well, he probably would be the one to run away, though. Excuse me, kind of. I'll leave after I take measurements. Also, is it fine if I test multicolor on this dress? You seem to have a hard time picking a color, sort of. Yes, I couldn't decide between white and blue, but I also wanted a black one as well. Red is a bit embarrassing, but if it's multicolor, then it solves the problem. Actually, why is he wearing a cloak in full battle gear right after a bath? No, wait, he has no boots or gloves, and his clothes seem to be casual too. Ah, he made jeans for himself. That is unfair, making jeans only for yourself. There will be an additional order for that. Agreed, no objections allowed. Good, motion passed. But jeans alone are not enough for a girl. I actually wanted that to go along with the one piece, but I gave up on it since we're in a different world. However, if jeans exist, he should be able to make it as well. Additionally, we request the development of jean jackets. A short one would be good, I guess. Approved. Additionally, we request denim skirts, too. Denim shorts for the win. That's the truth. Approved. Even without denim, many of the girls in the room are wearing shorts or mini-skirts right at this moment. Haruka-kun, troubled about where to look, is currently in a greatly disadvantageous position. That's the timing to get in as many additional requests as possible. Additional relief goods decided. Girls need support and cuteness, too. I saw you wearing skinny cargo pants the other day. I want capri pants. Haruka-kun, you are so sly. I want that, too. The pressure of the Pants faction is overwhelming. He was delaying his work on them, saying that making skirts is easier. Everyone waited for that, you know. He probably was just embarrassed to measure the girl's legs, so he kept postponing that. The result is this backlash from the Pants faction. I'm innocent, it's still in the trial phase, okay? All of my clothes are trial products. It's just a one-person sample sale, sort of. We need a pass to that sample sale. Come on, he is making everything himself, so can't you at least let him have the samples? However, calling it a sample sale was a mistake. Adding sale there is playing with our instincts. Surrounded by high school girls with a high rate of exposed skin, Haruka-kun has nowhere to run. His eyes were darting all over the place. Why are the eyes that made the Terror Knights cry shifting like that? At this rate, everyone is going to come at you even harder. And they pressed, as he was crushed by the flood of desires for specific designs and priority. The light disappeared from Haruka-kun's eyes while they lost focus, and his gaze turned empty. The resistance was all but futile, so one after another a mass of additional requests was pressed on him as no escape was allowed, and he could do nothing to stop them. Looking at this scene alone, isn't this a splendid harem situation? If only Haruka-kun's eyes weren't so dead. He is very soft despite being such a perv. Well then, there is no end to it, so I'll just take all of your measurements together. Don't move too much, okay? I still don't have full control over them. No, the control is complete, so it's more an adjustment of strength sort of thing. Or more like tentacle adjustment, sort of. What followed was pandemonium. I mean, he measured me all over with tentacles. As he claimed, the tentacles can take more precise measurements, and he can do them all at once. Measuring with tentacles just because you were too embarrassed to do it yourself, and he did that to everyone. Entangled by countless tentacles stretching from Haruka-kun's body, all of the girls had their measurements taken by them. The tentacles measured every inch of our bodies. Despite that, Haruka-kun was sitting in the middle of the room, nodding to himself and cutting cloth together with tentacles, which he then gave to other tentacles that seemed to be in charge of fitting. The fabric measured for our bodies is then sewn by Haruka-kun and the tentacles over and over, put against our bodies by them, repeatedly confirming the dimensions. Like some sort of assembly line, the tandem of Haruka-kun and the tentacles turns fabric into clothes, putting them onto the bodies, then adjusting them, or rather, this is draping. The fabric that was pressed against us like some kind of sewing mannequins is cut, sewn, stitched, and once again put on us, adjusted, and completed into finished clothes. By the time all of the girls collapsed, having no power left to move, a mountain of clothes from extra orders was lying on the floor, accompanied by a pile of receipts. The prices were quite steep. Well, it's fully custom-made clothes, after all. Everything made for oneself, a perfect fit for oneself, and no one else. Even in wealthy Japan, it was a luxury way too expensive to indulge. After all, these are the clothes made in the designs one desired, created to fit oneself specifically. Fully made-to-order clothes for me and me alone. A supreme luxury. That's why the sum on the receipts is so crazy. See, that's why you shouldn't tease Haruka-kun like that. Everyone is lying on the floor after revenge was exacted on them. Moreover, everyone is covered in debt. But everyone seems happy holding their new clothes close. After all, it's a girl's dream to have clothes be specifically made for her sake. For all of the girls, this is having a long-cherished dream come true. If not for the tentacles, we could honestly celebrate it, but tentacles turn a dream into a nightmare. Everyone is overjoyed, brimming with happiness. However, it looks like they took heavy damage, in a young maiden's sort of way. After all, everyone is breathing heavily with red faces. I can't get married anymore. It's clear now that tentacles are a threat to maidens. Yes, the maidens were on the verge of going extinct.